So today we're going to be talking about the fundamental theorem of calculus, and the theorem says that for a function of f of x continuous over the interval of a to b with f of x as its antiderivative, the integral of f of x over a to b is equal to f of b minus f of a, and that's shown here in this equation. So we actually have a problem here that we can use to work it out and kind of explain it all. It says Susie was driving to her friend's house in a faraway forest. She looked on Google Maps and saw that she was exactly 92 miles away. Her velocity was given by v of t is equal to e raised to the power of x divided by 2 miles per hour between the intervals of x equals 0 and 8. Because she wasn't paying attention, she missed her turn. Therefore, she had to travel until x equals 8. How many more miles did she travel? How much longer was she driving than what was needed? So the first question underlined here says how many more miles did she travel? Basically, how many more miles did she travel than need be? So in the end, we're going to have to subtract it from what she was supposed to have. So we know that she had to travel into x equals 8, so from 0 to 8 of the function, and we want to know the total distance, so therefore we have to do the absolute value bars. So absolute value of e raised to the x divided by 2 dx is equal to, and we can just bring it here in the calculator, and I already have it plugged in, so it is just 107.196. So that's the total amount that she went. However, she was only supposed to go 92. So actually 107.196 minus 92 is equal to 15.196 miles. And I had already worked that out before. So that's the answer to the first question. Now the second question is a little bit more complicated because it says how much longer was she driving than what was needed. So we know she drove for 8 miles, but that's not what she needed to do. She needed to drive 92 miles. So we can set this up with an integral from 0 to x miles, from x equals 0 to some number that we don't know yet. And of the equation of the absolute value of e raised to the x divided by 2 dx, and we can say that that is equal to f of x minus f of 0. Now, in the definition of the fundamental theorem of calculus, it says that the capital F of x as its antiderivative. So that means this is the antiderivative of this. So we'll have to take that. So v of t is equal to e raised to the x divided by 2. So we're going to take the antiderivative, so that's basically we're going to get the position, which is actually equal to 2e to the x divided by 2. So, and then we can plug in 0 for that, so then s of 0 is equal to 2e raised to the 0 divided by 2, which is actually equal to 2e raised to the 0, which e raised to the 0 is just 1 times 2, and so s of 0 is equal to 2, and we can plug that right up in there. So now it is the integral from 0 to x, and the absolute value bars of e to the x divided by 2 dx is equal to f of x, right? However, we know that f of x has to equal 92, so we could just plug that in there too. 92 minus f of 0, which is 2, what we found over there. So it really equals 90. So to do this, we have to plug it into the calculator. So I'm just going to get everything on one side, so we can just plug it in real easy. Minus 92, because I'm just going to subtract it from this side, is equal to 0. Now this takes forever in the calculator, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull it up because I had already done it before. Yeah, so here it is. And so all you're going to do is you're going to find the 0 because it's where it equals 0, so you're just going to second trace 0. And I already have it queued up over there, so just hit enter for the left bound, go up, and enter, enter, and it's going to produce a number. Now I had already previously worked this out, so I know that actually x is equal to 7.657, as the calculator now says, right there. So that's how long she was supposed to have driven to get to her friend's house without missing the turn. So the question says how much longer was she driving than what was needed. So she drove for a total of 8, but she was only supposed to do that. So all you have to do is 8 minus 7.657, and that is equal to 0.343 hours. And that is the answer to the second question. Now, throughout these two questions, we basically worked with using an integral at all, and then we also worked with trying to get one of the actual intervals of what that was, and so that really uses the fundamental theorem of calculus and using it with f of x or f of b minus f of a.